with the most local news. This is 8 News Now, live, local, now.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us here at 2 o'clock on this Friday. I'm Sasha Loftis.
And I'm Ron Futrell. Sasha, thanks for having me up here today.
Thanks for joining us, Ron. What a treat. Ron on a Friday.
I hope it's that. You might not say that afterwards, but at least for now you are.
2 treats. We love it.
Thank you.
Well, a lot of news to get to today, including our top story, a police shooting that followed a pursuit. This actually started near the Strip and ended in North Las Vegas. So this happened last night around 5:30. So police got reports of a situation, a stolen car rather, right near, kind of by the Flamingo, at Link near Flamingo. That person apparently took off. There was a chase, a high-speed chase through oncoming traffic, and then that chase ended right near Cary and Commerce. Apparently, 3 people ran out of that car. 1 had a gun. Officers told that person to drop the gun. The person did not. Officers fired. That person died. So the other 2 people were taken into custody. We should learn their information, their names coming up soon. But that was, of course, breaking news last night, and we're following that still today.
Yeah, anytime something like that happens, horrible, obviously, on all counts. But, I mean, there are lessons to be learned out there if you're paying attention to this. I mean, don't, and feel horrible for the cops in this situation. If it's ruled to be a justifiable shooting, then it's horrible for them to have to go through this.
Absolutely.
But it's, obviously for the initial victim in this to go through. But people who get shot running from cops and doing crazy things with cops, you sometimes wonder what their motivation, I don't know if it is in this case, but sometimes that's the outcome they want.
Well, and there have been a lot more of those chases lately because they changed their pursuit policy. So we're hearing more about that, often. So it's kind of different for people, I think, that don't realize, there are more high-speed chases here now with police.
Well, we're getting more Californians here.
Yeah.
Oh, no, and I'm a Californian.
You're a Californian, yeah.
So I'm saying that.
But you've been here a while. You're kind of a native.
We're getting more Californians here,
yeah.
And that's the place for high-speed chases. They had one last night that I watched on LA TV that lasted for hours.
Yeah, you always know there's a high-speed chase in the newsroom because everyone kind of stops, and it's always wild.
Yes.
All right, so now we're talking about another big story. We are learning more about the shooting that happened at the Five Below store. This was in the Northwest Valley, right near the Best in the West shopping center at Lake Mead and Rainbow. So we are learning the name of the man who died there. This was an employee at that Five Below store. His family identifying him as 31-year-old Brandon Lucas. So according to police, a man went into that Five Below store on Wednesday looking for him. Then that shooting ended up happening after some sort of struggle. So they're still looking for the suspect in this case. We did see court records. There is a warrant issued for this person's arrest. Court records identifying him as David Vasquez. We do have more on that. Our Kyle Payne is going through this for this evening on our broadcast side to talk about it. But this was just a pretty scary situation. We did speak with someone whose sister actually works at Five Below.
If you hear it from a girl who works here and they're uncomfortable from another employee, you should take action. You should do something about it. Get this person out of here. It's important about the people that you have working with than one singular person.
Just a really scary situation there, and the store is, of course, closed for the foreseeable future. And this came just about a month after that horrible Smith shooting. So 2 pretty scary shootings like that kind of in the middle of the day.
And this Five Below, you're telling me, is a discount store? Like a dollar store?
Kind of like a dollar store type of thing.
But is it the premise is it's below $5?
$5 and below
I'm
is the
figuring
premise.
This out.
Yeah, I'd say it's a combo of like a Ross and a dollar store sort of situation.
So that sort of store that people can buy discount items in there. And again, horrible tragedy, and thoughts and prayers go out to the family. Of the
Absolutely. Well, another pretty tragic story here. A week ago today, there was a shooting in downtown Las Vegas. This was involving 2 city maintenance workers. So we, again, brought you this as breaking news. So we actually got the 911 calls that were made after that shooting. We'll go ahead and hear those first, and then we'll tell you more about them.
Okay, what's going on there?
One of our employees just shot another employee.
Are you guys able to render aid? If I can
I'm scared, please. I'm scared, please.
I understand. Where is the victim?
I don't know. He's inside.
He's inside the business?
Yes.
So police telling us that the voice on that last call was 31-year-old Bryson Kim, the man you just saw there. Police say he shot and killed his coworker Joey McLean at the downtown maintenance services site again last Friday morning. So this came after a pretty long dispute apparently between the two. There's been a lot of talk about this. Our Aaron Ariano has been covering this. He actually talked to the mayor, because this was of course a city thing, about how this had been going on, whether she was aware. She said there will be an investigation. They will be looking into it. But again, another just really unsettling situation. There have been a lot of these lately.
No, and you mentioned Mayor Shelley Berkeley and her involvement. I did see that story that she's taking the lead. I'll say the lead on this to make sure that it gets taken care of. We find out exactly what happened, because it's involving two people with the city of Las Vegas, as she should. And I believe she will.
Yeah, I agree. I agree for sure. Well, now we're talking about a hot air balloon crash. Have you ever ridden in a hot air balloon?
Oh, I do not want to.
Me neither.
Have. No, I have.
Me neither.
I have no problem flying. But this was in Pahrump where this had happened. And as you can imagine, here in the desert Southwest, we have beautiful views, stunning views outside, and people love going up in hot air balloons. It's a regular industry, a business here. You had 10 people in this hot air balloon that went up and came down with a hard landing, to the point that then we don't know. The FAA is investigating. We don't know what happened here, but it got worse because there was a gas. Obviously, you've got gas to be able to heat the air to raise the balloon, and so you have a gas tank on there. That caught fire and caused a little bit of damage there that you can see. One person in critical condition. This could have been much worse. We've heard stories of them being much worse. No to me on a hot air balloon. I've never had an interest in doing it.
Me neither.
I don't know why it's unsettling to me to not have an area around here that I could grab on.
No, exactly.
That I'm looking down and there's just air below me.
And obviously they've done testing and stuff, but it just doesn't seem sturdy enough for me personally. I'm kind of scared of heights anyway. But I covered another similar, I was talking about this yesterday when we learned about this most recent crash. I covered a very similar crash out in Good Springs back in 2019, and it was a similar situation. I don't think it quite caught fire, but there were 9 people on board, a couple seriously hurt. So I think it's rare for this to happen, but if it does, it's dangerous. It could be very dangerous.
Yes, it is. Fortunately, it is very rare, but it's a scenic area out there in Good Springs, like that area out there
Exactly.
too.
Same thing.
And its views are stunning and spectacular. And bless you if you could do it. I jumped off a mountainside one time at Tarifa with a parachute. I went paragliding for a news story.
You showed me that.
I don't ever want to do again out near Southern Highlands.
Yeah.
I jumped off a cliff with it, but I was peer pressured into it. It ended up obviously fine. Was
it fun, or were you terrified?
No, it was fun. Once I did it, it was fun. It was the most dangerous thing I've ever done in my life. But I did it once.
And you could say you did it? It was on camera.
It's on
so
camera. I did it, and I floated down to the ground safely.
All right. Well, now we're going to bring Daryl in for this. We're talking about Juneteenth. Daryl, it is a official federal holiday today.
Yes, it is. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. We had our ceremonial Lift Every Voice for the song of the day this morning, courtesy of our director. But a lot of events taking place around town. This is the Welcome to Las Vegas sign, which was lit for red, white, and blue. Those colors interchangeable with red, black, and green in order to sort of represent unity, freedom, and the Pan-African diaspora. North Las Vegas held their ceremony yesterday morning as well, raising the flag. They do that every year now. And JC was out at the Clark County Museum this morning, where they've got a whole activation sort of talking about African-American history here in Clark County, some pioneers, and stories that trace back to Juneteenth as well. So plenty going on. Henderson's hosting an event tonight. There's events tomorrow at the Smith Center. And it's always a nice, day. It's right around the 4th of July.
Yeah.
And it's a similar sort of independence style celebration wherever you may be. And that's what's going on around town today.
And of course, I think a lot of people know this by now, but just in case, that it's the federal holiday commemorating the emancipation of the last enslaved African Americans in 1865, 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, if I can speak, say that 5 times fast.
Emancipation Proclamation.
Emancipation Proclamation. Thank you. When Union troops arrived in Galveston, Texas, to let those final enslaved Americans know that they were free.
Yep.
So
and
very
Juneteenth
important day.
Intentionally, number not specific. It's recognized on the 19th, but that Juneteenth window is where it's observed, and that's where the name came from. Because imagine that word making its way across the great state of Texas.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly one day where it was, this announcement that everybody got a push alert about. It was sort of word of mouth, and eventually,
Push alert. I don't think they had those in 1865.
We've come a long way.
Yeah. All right. Well, now we're talking about Father's Day. Happy early Father's Day, Ron.
Well, thank you. Yes,
Yes.
looking forward to that. Got 4 kids, 10 grandkids, so
My goodness, I
we
didn't realize
we like
10.
procreation. It's a good thing.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
We need people.
Well,
we need people.
Nevadans spending $450 million. Only about a third of that is, Ron's kids spending on him.
That's
For
his
Father's
quota.
Day. Happy Father's Day to you as well, Daryl.
Thanks, Ron. Happy Father's Day.
Yes.
Daryl, back to you.
We'll have Nate coming
Well,
up here in a
love
second.
seeing your
Yes.
son hanging out here every once in a while.
He's getting
in
so
the
big
newsroom.
and so tall.
Yes.
When Daryl started,
crazy.
he was just itty bitty, and now
Yeah.
he's young man.
I don't know how. I don't know how. Yes, subscription gifting is a thing that's becoming a bigger trend. It's just, all right,
Okay.
hey, Dad, here's a year worth of HBO on me.
Because dads can be
Okay.
a little harder to buy for sometimes, depending on the dad. It can be more difficult in terms of a physical thing. So I think it's great that people are doing that.
Add that to your gift card, Rolodex.
Yeah.
So if you're tired of Outback or wherever else, maybe just give a subscription.
I'm trying to count my grills in my backyard in my head right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4.
You got all the tools, you got all the utensils you need,
Yes,
you got a good
yes.
brush.
But I did. I think my wife is getting the kids together to get me a 5th grill.
Oh,
In the
wow.
backyard. They're all different, by the
Well,
way.
that's almost one for every day of the
Smokers.
week.
They're all
deep
different.
ones.
One's a smoker, a Traeger. One's a charcoal grill. The other's a gas grill.
How cool.
The other one's a smaller gas grill. But this one, I want to get. Here's what I sort of hinted that I wanted: a 1,500 degree steak grill that it just boils. It just takes those steaks, because that's the secret. The secret in, if you've ever gone back into restaurants and they tell you how they cook the steaks and make them so good and juicy, is the heat. And they have
Makes sense.
1,500 degree ovens that they sit there and they put those things in, and boom, and they just create
Well,
great steaks.
we're all ready, Ron.
So I'm trying to do that.
Sasha,
Party
myself,
at
Carlos, you let
Okay.
us know.
I'll let you know if the
We'll
ribeye.
get with your kids and make sure they get you that.
If I get it Sunday, and if the ribeye works, I'm going to ruin a couple of them. I would imagine.
Practice runs.
Fry them to a
Yeah.
crisp, but I'm going to give it a shot.
I love it. All right. Well, we've got more coming up next, right, Daryl?
No,
All
I was
right.
going to mention we have a question. We got a real quick
Oh,
question.
yeah. Question of the day. Oh, my
Yeah,
goodness.
we got a
How could I
quick
forget?
question, but let us know. We're just talking about the heat. We got your forecast coming right up. How do you try to beat the heat? And we'll got an update on that soccer game that just wrapped up. We'll be right back, though.
with the most local news. This is 8 News Now, live, local, now.
All right, welcome back. Ron, it is warm out there, but I feel like it felt a little nicer today. Nicer is relative.
I haven't seen what the temperature is. Is it?
I haven't actually looked, but I feel like when I walked outside to water my plants, I didn't, think that I was going to pass out. So that was a win.
Not 100 in hell?
Not 100 in hell, exactly. Only like 101.
Carlos, can we say that? Okay, we just
We can say that. We're good to say that.
No, 101. Okay, so
Okay, that's not terrible. That's not terrible.
Get the reflection off of there.
Let's hear the rest from Nate.
All right. We're still talking about heat, just bringing it down a degree or two, but I don't want you to get the wrong idea. Technically, yes, it's cooler than it has been, but we're still at triple digits and beyond. This camera on top of Black Mountain to the southeast of us, that's the Las Vegas Valley down here in the strip on the right side of your screen. And maybe, I don't know if your TV can pick it up, there's a little bit of wildfire smoke drifting south into the Las Vegas Valley from Lincoln County to the north. And the National Weather Service elevated what had been a fire weather watch to a red flag warning. But what does that mean? Basically, we're just talking about how much danger there is with potential for wildfires. We've already had some wind. We certainly have the heat, even if it's not as much as it was. And you add in low humidity, and that adds up to wildfire danger. All of northwest Arizona, all of southern Nevada, parts of western Utah as well. And there are 2 wildfires burning up in Lincoln County to our north. Southwest of Caliente, that's called the Cane Springs Fire. 5,000 to 6,000 acres burned, and the Grapevine to the southeast. So we're talking about keeping things definitely upwards of 103. That's down from 106 yesterday. Low this morning, 84. Normal high would be 101. And then maybe a raindrop or two to help firefighters, but not much. Much worse, heavier rain down across the south from leftovers from what was Tropical Storm Arthur. 117 was the high for the country yesterday at Stovepipe Wells, California. Waking up to 22 degrees in a tiny town in Idaho called Mackay. Meantime, 103 today, 102 Saturday. Dad's Day on Sunday is also the first day of summer, but keep an eye on the potential for 110 degrees next week as the Streamcast rolls on.
So, Ron, when you're out there grilling, it'll only be 104.
Yes.
Not 114.
So, yeah, and the grill is 1,500 degrees.
Yeah.
That's super.
So you'll be
baker.
fine, right?
Oh, no, that'll be perfect. Yeah.
Ron's going to be toasted.
Yeah, I might be.
Ron Flambe.
Light it up. Let's go.
All right. Well, in a more serious note here, we are talking about the latest in the U.S. war with Iran.
Yeah, lasted 3 months. If this is indeed the conclusion,
yeah,
we all hope and pray it is. There's a lot to be settled on. There's a lot of back and forth on how this is going to go, but hopefully this leads to long-term peace in the Middle East. I think that's the game plan, is to be able to make it happen, make it last. What's sort of interesting about this, I don't think it's talked about a whole lot, is that the other countries in the Middle East are on board with trying to make this happen for the first time that I could recall in my lifetime, and I'm old, that all the other countries around there are saying, no, we need to fix this Iran problem, that it's been a problem for 47 years for us, for Israel, and for other countries in the Middle East, and they finally, I'm hoping, we're all hoping and praying that this can come to a conclusion to have peace there in a very volatile region.
Yeah.
And it's only going to happen with the cooperation of all those other countries.
Of all the parties involved.
They're going to have to police a lot of what Iran does going forward.
I know there were supposed to be that signing today in Switzerland. That's apparently on hold, no word on how long. They say that, J.D. Vance canceled his plans to leave last night. This was a logistical thing. But I know that Israel and Hezbollah, they've reached a ceasefire agreement apparently this morning after some pretty intense strikes last night. I know they've kind of been a sticking point because they've been kind of going back and forth in a different, in addition to the U.S. and Iran. So they've been trying to kind of wrangle them all together. So we do have some sound on this as well.
I really have a lot of questions. At the end of the day, I want to make sure that we're bringing our men and women home. I want them to be safe. I don't want Iran to have nuclear weapons, but I also don't want to see them have billions of dollars to continue to fund their terrorist organization around the world, including coming after the United States.
That was Nevada Senator Catherine Cortez Masto. So, of course, this is just, an ongoing situation, Ron. Of course, we hear updates all the time. So I'm sure by the time we're done with this, there'll be another update to talk about, right?
And as she sort of intonated there, and as you talked about with Hezbollah and Israel going it, Hezbollah is Iran.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a state actor for there, and they're in Lebanon is where they're at. So that's when you put all the pieces together is how that's happening. And so that that stuff needs to stop, I think, once and for all, and get that done so that these other proxies for Iran aren't causing problems in the Middle East.
Definitely.
That would be Hezbollah. There's no question about that.
All right, well, now to student loans. So the Trump administration talking today about cutting student loan interest rates. So what this means is this would apply to people with federal direct loans issued after July 2012, those that are enrolled in auto pay. So it's essentially a temporary 1% reduction in student loan interest, which of course would help with the overall payment. 9 million loan borrowers approximately are in default right now, as people kind of struggle to make those payments. So this is in an effort to kind of help out with that and gives people a little relief. But again, only applies to a kind of a core group of those people that have those specific type of loans. So we have more on, there's a lot of course, moving parts in this. We have more on our website on that.
Always love lower interest rates.
Oh.
I don't have a student loan.
Yes.
Because I wasn't smart enough to go to college. So that
You're very smart, Ron.
I was not, I'm a college dropout, and I think I'm probably on academic probation still. No, that's not, I'm not making that up. That's
how many
true.
years later?
Yeah.
All right, real quick, because we're running low on time. We have fireworks again this weekend, all leading up to the 250th anniversary of America, the 250th birthday. This weekend, they are at the Plaza, Binions, and Fremont. So looking forward to that.
Downtown. Let's
Awesome.
go. Red Rock is also rocking for the 4th of July.
Great. Loud for 4th of July.
Yes.
Well, we got a lot more coming up. Stay with us.
Now with the most local news, this is 8 News Now, live, local, now.
All right, well, it is hot out there. We're talking about beating the heat. Daryl, that is our question of the day.
Yep, we wanted to ask what's your favorite, best way to beat the heat, and no surprise, hitting the pool.
Movie theater's also a good one, though.
That is a good recommendation. I hadn't thought of having a game night/day, even because at nighttime it's still 95 plus, 90 plus.
That's the thing. In July, it's still 102 at 1 a.m. So
yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
And in the library or museum, and I mean, also I didn't put on there, but we got casinos and malls where they keep it frozen inside, so that way you don't leave.
One of my favorite things is to go really early, get everything done that I need to get done, and then come home, take a shower on my day off, and take a nice nap in the air conditioning.
Plus, the
glorious.
movie theater, I've of course never done this, but I've heard people movie hop and go
Oh,
to
yeah.
different, and again, I don't know really what they're talking about, but you get to spend longer in the theater
Yeah.
and you see more movies and you keep cooler.
Yeah, because it is ice
Been
ice
told.
cold in there.
I've been
So,
told.
Interesting.
thank you for voting,
Yeah,
everyone.
no, you never think of that?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Advocating stealing.
That's
here.
news for me. Or you can get a sweet treat like the kids in Henderson were just voting about.
Yes. So rainbow sherbet versus cookie dough. Talk about a contested election here.
This is big business right here, Ron. The stage is set for November.
I'm glad to hear sherbet still being mentioned. Okay.
That's one of my favorites.
that
rainbow
it's.
sherbet.
I
Yeah.
thought it was sort of fading out because.
Oh, it's so good.
like cookie dough and the bigger ice creams.
No,
walnut
don't sleep
fudge
on
and
rainbow
stuff.
sherbet. It's
Yeah, it took down mint chocolate chip, and I believe chocolate was the other couple.
I do like mint chocolate
on
chip
the-
though.
on the
The
primary.
green one, not the white one.
Is it sherbet or sherbet?
I
It's
just
spelled like
heard this
sherbet.
the other day. I just heard about
this.
this.
Here, Daryl.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't?
I always called it sherbet, and then I heard this introduced that we've been saying it wrong.
I think you're saying it correctly. I
I
think we
believe
all
so.
just say sherbet.
I don't want to say it now.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
not spelled with another R. But we'll have to look that up after the
Okay.
show. But
Okay, well, it's not. If it's not spelled with another R,
I think
then
you're
let's
saying it
don't
correctly.
put it in there.
Yeah.
Sherbet.
sherbet
Say it fast, and it'll sound
kind of sounds like ribbit.
better.
You know.
Ribbit. Yeah, there you go.
All right. Well, before we go, we talk
Frog
about the World
flavored.
Cup.
Yeah, we have to. Yeah, no, U.S. just took that 2-0 victory over Australia and advanced to the knockout stage. Ron, that's a big deal.
USA.
No, there's a big win for the USA today. Up in Seattle is where they played it. And it is, okay, I have sports betting advice real quick.
Okay.
I don't know how to bet. If you're watching a World Cup soccer game, always bet the under.
Okay.
And here's why, because they will never score while you're watching. Oh, no, they don't score a goal while you're watching. You go to the bathroom, come back, it'll be 1-0. You go grab a bite to eat, go to the grill in the backyard, come back, it's 1-0. While you're watching, no goals. So you'll be happy.
Okay.
You might lose your bet with the under. This wasn't underplay today. It was 2.5, so it did go under. But they don't score. Soccer like a
Yeah,
watch
I
pot
missed
that
the
never
first
boils.
one. It was in the 10th minute. I did catch
Yeah,
the second
and that was
one.
an own goal. It was an own goal. I've heard. I didn't see it because I was watching the game, and they didn't score while I was watching because they
Yeah.
because they
They
don't.
didn't,
That's
they didn't
the
replay. They didn't
key.
replay it much.
Just lock yourself in a closet for the entire game and you'll win.
bet the under if you're watching the game, and you'll be happy. You'll be smiling. You might not win your bet, but you'll be smiling for
That is a
90%
great
of the
tip.
game.
Great tip.
Okay.
Well, Ron, thanks for joining us today. This was so fun.
My pleasure. Glad to do it anytime.
All right. Well, have a great day, and I will see you here on our channel at 7 o'clock.